सौहरिहन्तानम् नमो लोये सौहरिहन्तानम् नमो लोये सौहृदानम् नमो लोये सौभागिर्यानम् नमो लोये सौजायानम् नमो लोये सौत्रिकालवती सावनम् ओमकारमिन्दु संयुक्तं नित्यं ध्यायन्ति योगिनः कामदं मोक्षदं च ओंकाराय नमो नमः मंगलम भगवान मंगलम गौतमो मंगलम कुंकुंडारी जैन्द्रमोस मंगलम नमः समर्पयामि स्वानुभूत्या चकास्ते चित् स्वभावाय भवाय सर्वनाम विभाव निरुद्धनीदाता।
Okay, so Namo Arantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Aryanam, Namo Jnanam, Namo Resavu Savanam, Eso Panchanam Karo Sava Pahapanasam, Manglalancha Save Singing Padamam Hovenglam, Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityan Dhayante Yoginam Kamadam Moksadam Chaiva, Omkaraya Namo Nama, Namo Samaysaraya Swanu Bhutya Chakasate Chitsava Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide. अज्ञानतिमिरन्धानां ज्ञान अंजनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। तीर्थंकरो जगतना जयवन्तवर्तो ओंकारनाद जिननो जयवन्तवर्तो जिनना समो शरणसौ जयवन्तवर्तो नेतीर्थचार जगमा जयवन्तवर्तो नमो तीर्थनायकने नमो ओंकारनादने ओंकार संगरोतेणे नमो ते श्रीकुंद कुंदने अहो उपकार जिनवर्णो कुंदनो ध्वनि दिव्यनो जिन कुंद ध्वनि अभ्या अहो ते गुरु काननो अहो ते भगवती मातनो ध्रुव अचलने अनुपम गति पामेल सर्वे सीधने वंदी कहूँ सुत केवली भाषित आसमय प्रावृत हरि हूँ एक शुद्ध सदा अरूपी ज्ञान दर्शनमय खरे कहीं अन्य ते मारु जरी परमाणु मात्र नथी हरे। ओम नमः सिद्धेभ्यो Om Namah Siddhebhyo, Om Namah Siddhebhyo. Okay, so here we are. Let me just put everything on the side here. So last week we were talking about first Gatha and everything. And we had, at the end of the session, we had a question came about Nirvikalp and Savikalp. Nirvikalp means primary, abstract comprehension, and Savikalp means reflective thoughts. These are extremely important words, and I think it will be better we dissect them a little bit better to understand them better, because it is going to be very, very helpful, because this is kind of a very basic step that we have to understand what is Nirvikalp, what is Savikalp. So we'll be talking Nirvikalp and Savikalp from knowledge perspective. We can talk Nirvikalp, Savikalp from a faith perspective also, but mainly from the knowledge perspective we'll be talking. And we'll try to expand those things a little bit better also as we progress further. Savikalp and Nirvikalp is related to the knowledge. Remember, knowledge, Gnan. So what is the Savikalp Gnan means? Savikalp Gnan means the knowledge associated with Rag and Dvesh. Gnano Rag Dvesh Sathenu Revu Enu Nam Savikalp. Once again, knowledge which remains with inclination of attachment and aversion, likes and dislikes. For example, this is a pen and I like it because this is mine. So this is called vikalp, savikalp, vikalp, because I attach mindness with that. This is mine. This body is mine. That body is mine. That kind of feeling is called savikalp. One thing is important. Vikalp, knowledge is always there. Even if I'm in Nigod, knowledge is there. And even if I'm in Siddhadasa, knowledge is there. Even I'm human being, knowledge is there. Every living entity has knowledge. Actually, knowledge, jnana, perception, darshan, knowledge and perception, jnana and darshan, those two things combined together are called chetana. Chetana, chaitanyatva, consciousness. So, what is the most important characteristics of me as a soul which separates from every other entity of the universe? Because I have consciousness element within me. What is a consciousness element? It is jnana and darshan, knowledge and perception. Perception means I just perceive things as a whole. This is United States of America. That's a perception, perceive. That it is perceived in a generalized way. And then you divide that there are 50 states are there, and there southwest is there, northeast is there, west is there, or north is there. All kind of division you make it, and then you said southwest has a city called Phoenix, and on the city of Phoenix I live in North Phoenix, and on North Phoenix, whatever, all those division specificity I do it, that's called jnana. Generalized knowledge, perception was I'm in USA. Specific thing what it says that I am living on 12th Street in city of Phoenix and state of Arizona in southwest region of USA. So jnana and darshan, that kind of a conception should be clear in our mind. Knowledge means it knows with a specificity. Perception, it knows in generalized pattern. Darshan, samanya. Jnana, vishesh. Knowledge by specificity, and perception in general pattern. So this perception and knowledge combined together is called consciousness. And this consciousness element is within me. This is my characteristics, and that's why I can be separated. I means a soul. Soul can be separated from every other entity of the universe by having a special characteristics of consciousness. For example, if I give 2 edible white powders to you, how will you distinguish what it is? Well, you will taste it. And when you taste it, you will just say, this is sugar or this is salt. Why? Because one has a salty taste, and salty taste is a characteristics of salt. This is sugar because it's a sweetness taste, and sweetness taste is a characteristics of sugar. So characteristics of sweetness makes the sugar known. Characteristics of saltiness makes salt known. Characteristics of consciousness makes soul known. So soul and consciousness are together. Soul and chaitanyatva are together. And consciousness means knowledge and perception. So that knowledge we are talking right now, that knowledge is a characteristics of the soul. It's always there in any living condition, any living being. Even if I'm unconscious right now, still my soul is having jnana, darshan, means knowledge, perception, attribute, giving modes all the time. Having known this differentiation, now that we have to know that this knowledge is my inherent characteristics. Knowledge means soul, soul means knowledge. Then both are inherent nature. Means when you say soul, that means knowledge. When you say knowledge, that means soul. So this knowledge is there in any condition, whether it's nigod, the most lowest primitive condition of the living being, or the most highest pure perfect condition of the Siddha Bhagwan. Knowledge, 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 knowledge. Every moment knowledge mode is there, knowledge is there, knowledge is there. So this knowledge is there. I cannot stop knowledge. But when this knowledge is associated with rag and dvesh, when this knowledge is associated with my infatuated state, means if this knowledge is associated with more, or if this knowledge is associated with rag and dvesh, then it is called vikalp. Once again, this knowledge, which is the inherent characteristics of the soul, when it's associated with a infatuated state, means more, or it is associated with the likes and dislike, means inclination of attachment and aversion, then it is called vikalp. Did you get the definition of vikalp again? Vikalp means the knowledge which is associated with rag and dvesh or moh. Moh means infatuation. Moh means infatuation, which does include rag and dvesh. There is a reason why we are separating moh from rag and dvesh. If time permits, we'll go today. If not, we'll just go later on. But knowledge associated with rag and dvesh is known as vikalp. Is that clear? Yes? Okay. If that is clear, then knowledge which is not associated with rag and dvesh or moh, then it is called nirvikalp jnana. Nirvikalp knowledge and savikalp knowledge. Primary abstract comprehension means nirvikalp, and savikalp means reflective thoughts. The reflective thoughts means I have the knowledge associated with rag and dvesh. I have the knowledge which is associated with the inclination of attachment and aversion. So this is my rag and dvesh. This is my savikalp dasha. This is my vikalp. So this is vikalp. And what is nirvikalp? Any knowledge which I have which does not have rag and dvesh, then it's not nirvikalp knowledge. So nirvikalp knowledge and savikalp knowledge, it has been described in a 7th chapter, 7th adhikar of Moksha Prakashak in Nishchaya Bhashi Adhikar. Actually, once we are done today, I will send out the English book of Moksha Prakashak. It just tells us exactly what we are talking about. One second, I'm coming. Hold.
તારું બેક ને બધું અહીંયા દેખાય કે આ લોકોને
Sorry, I'm sorry. Computer was dying, so I had to just put the electricity on. Okay, anyway. So, savikalp means knowledge associated with infatuation and inclination of attachment and aversion. Jnana, rag, dvesh, moh સાથે રહ્યું હોય તો તેને આપણે વિકલ્પ જ્ઞાન કહીએ. Nirvikalp, knowledge without infatuation, knowledge without inclination of attachment and aversion, and that is called nirvikalp jnana. Right? Is that clear so far? Nirvikalp jnana and savikalp jnana. Because this is the thing, it will come a lot often, you know. What we think nirvikalp jnana means thoughtlessness.
Kiritanka?
You know, at one point, that's what I thought, that just to become thoughtless. No, that is not true. Because if I become thoughtless, I become ajiv. I become non-living. I become matter. So I have knowledge. Even when I'm nigod, I'm the lowest possible form of living being, I have the knowledge going on. In the Siddhadasa, I have knowledge going on. So knowledge is there all the time. But when it's with the rag and dvesh or moh, then it's called savikalp jnana. And when it's without rag, dvesh, moh, then it's called nirvikalp jnana. Is that clear so far? Yes.
I think I have a question.
Go ahead.
When man che vishram pame, what is that? Does that mean thoughtlessness?
No, man vishram pame means there is no rag, dvesh or moh right now. Because remember, man is divided into two parts, bhavaman and dravyaman, psychic mind and material mind. If you just go in the Pudgal particles, in the matter particles, there are about 27 divisions of matter particles are there. We don't want to go to all 27 different types, which are important. That's what we talk about. For example, my body, physical body, is made up of Audarik Vargana. Means it is made of gross particles. Okay. When I do rag and dvesh, then I attract karma particles. It's called karman particles. Karman particles converted to karma. So this is second type. When I'm speaking, that is called speech particles. It's a speech is a non-living thing. So speech particles. Then mind, it's called manovargana, mind particles. Particles, remember. So that's a manovargana. Then comes breathing, swasoswas vargana, means breathing particles, fifth type. Then comes tejas sharir, means let's say we have experienced maybe that somebody died, and what did we say? My God, he became like a ice cold. He must be dead. What is ice cold means? Means in me right now there is tejas vargana, electric particles are there which are creating heat within me, and when those particles are gone, then heat producing system is gone and I become cold. So that's that's called electric particles or tejas vargana. Then comes vaikriya vargana. What is vaikriya vargana? Heavenly angels and hellish soul, they have the body which is called Vaikriya Vargana, means their body is such that it gets cut into pieces and gets connected again and becomes body again. Just like the mercury. Mercury, you just separate it out and again it becomes one. Similarly, their body, heavenly angels and Narkiji, both, they can have that kind of a body that's called Vaikriya Vargana. And one more thing is called Aharak Vargana. Muniraj, when a certain Muniraj, very, very occasional, some Muniraj can have capacity in which from the right shoulder about 1 foot body comes out, and that body can go to Mahadek Kshetra and can ask question to Aryan Bhagwan and can come back. So this kind of several different material particles are there, and in which they are called material particles. So Manovargana is called material particles of mind particles. When the mind particles comes in picture, my inclination gets attached to the mind particles. Then it's called total man. So when we say man pave visram, means my mind gets rest, means the mano vargana, which is the reason for my rag and dvesh, is quieting down. That means it's a man pave visram. Very good question. Very nice. Very good. Okay. So is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's go further. So now what happened now? Any amount of rag and dvesh becomes less and less and less within me. That much amount of nirvikal jnana I have it. As much the rag and dvesh and moh, rag, dvesh, moh, as long as they start cutting down, when they get cutting down, that much amount of nirvikalp jnana I have it. Now, for that thing, we need to know the mohniya karma. And give me 1 second. I'm just going to try to find it out. One of the things I have it, that we can start following that one, and we'll talk mohniya karma a little bit more, because that is very important for our discussion right now. Jain books, Jain Siddhanta Vashika, Jain. Okay. Yes, here it is. So we have to understand deluding karma. You can see this, right? Everybody?
I see it.
Yes, okay, all right. So this deluding karma means mohniya karma. Mohniya karma, there are 28 types are there. Now remember, karma will have a lots of things will come for karma. If you don't want to know anything, ignore everything. You understand this deluding karma means mohniya karma, means you know a lot more in the karma theory. Mohniya karma is been called the king of all the karmas. And if you want to win over this karma, all 8 types of karma, knowledge obscuring karma, a perception obscuring karma, mohniya karma means deluding karma, obstructing karma means antray karma, nam karma, gotra karma, ayu karma, vedniya karma, all those 8 types of karma. If we want to ignore everything, except that if we understand this deluding karma, then our things will start working faster. Deluding karma can be divided into two parts: right belief deluding karma, right conduct deluding karma. This is called darshan mohniya karma. This is called charitra mohniya karma. And this right belief deluding karma is divided into 3 parts: wrong belief, wrong belief, clouded right belief. Means mithyatva mohniya, misra mohniya, samyaktva mohniya. We'll try to go a little bit later on. Right now, we'll just finish this all 28 parts. So these are 3 divisions of the right belief deluding karma. Right conduct deluding karma is 25 times. We don't have to get nervous about it. There are mainly 4 times: infinite bondage producing passions, partial vow preventing passions, total vow preventing passions, perfect conduct preventing passion. And each one has 4 things: anger, pride, deceit, greed, anger, pride, deceit, greed, anger, pride, deceit, greed, anger, pride, deceit. So 4 times 4 is 16 types of passions I have it. Means toxic emotions, if you want to say toxic karma. These I call quasi-passions or quasi-toxic passions. What does they have? Laughter, etc. 6 types. Sex inclination are 3 types. Means laughter, indulgence, dissatisfaction, sorrow, fears, disgust. sex inclination, male sex inclination, female, and common sex. So basically, we have 6 plus 3, 9. Yes.
Are those passions Anantanubandhi, Sanjwalan, Pratyakhan?
Yes. That's what I was trying to come to the name now. Infinite bonded producing passion is called Anantanubandhi Kashai. Partial vow preventing passion is called Apratyakhani Kashai. Total vow preventing passion is a Pratyakhyani Kashai. Perfect conduct preventing passion is called Sanjwalan Kashai. So Anantanubandhi, Apratyakhani, Pratyakhani, Sanjwalan Kashai, and 9 no Kashai. So 16 plus 9 is 25, plus 3 is 28. So here is 28 parts. Having known that part, we'll again slightly digress. When I say Gunsthanak, when I say spiritual development stages, there are 14 Gunsthanaks are there. There are 14 Gunsthanak. How are these 14 Gunsthanak created? There are 14 Gunsthanak. There are 14 spiritual development stages. Means when I go on the spiritual ladder up and up and up, there are 14 steps are there. And how did these 14 steps get generated? Because they are generated because of this deluding karma, number one, and also another thing called yoga. Yoga means vibration of the space point of the soul. Yoga means it is very, this yoga word is been so much diluted that now when we say yoga means, oh yeah, I'm doing yoga. Instead of doing exercise, I'm doing yoga. That is not the yoga we are talking about. Yoga means this is the soul. Soul has infinite attributes within. Soul has innumerable space points are there. Means if you take a soul and start dividing into soul in different areas, it can have innumerable space points. Asankhyat Pradesi Atma. Okay? Now, those innumerable space points, they keep on vibrating all the time in the soul. And that is called yoga. Once again, soul as a unit, soul as a substance has innumerable space points, small teeny tiny space that it occupies. Now all those innumerable space points, they keep on vibrating all the time, and that's why it's called yoga.
Kirit uncle, I have a question. If there was no soul there and it was just Akash, empty Akash, then there would be no yoga.
Yoga means the space point occupied by the soul. So means I have innumerable space point I'm occupying. So that space point is a part of the soul right now. This is a soul, and part of the space points are in the soul. So soul's itself, soul's space point by itself, they are vibrating. Whatever area soul has covered, that area is vibrating. So if there is no soul, for example, or where there is no soul, listen, if there's a pen, is the soul in this pen? No. Then this pen, whatever space point it occupies, there is no vibrating capacity. Vibrating capacity occurs in the soul because of altered modification of the ayogi attribute. This is absolute definition. Ayogi, there is Atma has a attribute called ayog, and that ayog has an altered status, and that altered status makes this soul space point vibrate. So
in the Siddha Bhagwan,
this is not Akashi's space point. This is soul space point.
Right. And if it's Siddha Bhagwan, does he have yoga too?
Now, it's very important. You are only one step ahead of me. Yes. Siddha Bhagwan has a space point, but those space points are not vibrating. They are stable now. Aryan Bhagwan has a vibrating space points. I have vibrating space point. You have it. Nigot cell has it. Nigot Jeev has it. Every living being except for Siddha Bhagwan, everybody has a vibrating capacity present, and that's called yoga. And that yoga, because of vibrating capacity of the soul space point, there is outside thing is called man, vachan, kayani, pravruti, activity of the mind, speech, and bodily action. So, mind, speech, and bodily action are also called yoga, but that yoga, mano yoga, vachan yoga, kaya yoga, if you have, you must have heard that word. Yoga coming from mind, speech, and body. So mind, speech, and body's activity is reflected because over here soul has a vibrating capacity of its own space point. So soul has a vibrating space point, and as a result, by nimitic sambandh, the mind, speech, and action has their own activity scene. So in general, in our literature also, when word yoga will come, they will just say mind, speech, and body activity is yoga. But how did that yoga come in picture? Because of the soul having activity of the vibration of the space point. And that is the altered activity of the yoga attribute. Is it clear so far? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does the Gunsthanak come in picture? Gunsthanak means spiritual development stages, 14 stages that we are describing, from 1 to 4 to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, and then Siddha Bhagwan. How did those things come in picture? Because of deluding karma, this guy first over here, and because of yoga. So those two reasons for this spiritual development stage. Having said that, now we concentrate on this deluding karma. Put the yoga on the side, because yoga will come at the end of 13 Gunsthanak, when Aryan Bhagwan is about to give up his body, and Aryan Bhagwan is becoming Siddha Bhagwan, and at that time, yoga nirod, giving up of the yoga, discarding the yoga, that occurs, then body, mind, and speech ceases, it ceases to exist, and then this free soul with a space point as a stable and non-vibratory in nature, that's called a yogi gun, it goes to Siddhasila, and that's called Siddha Bhagwan. So yoga is there. Before yoga, all the activity occurs Gunsthana because of this deluding karma. So here, when yes.
Which is a gun of Atma?
I'm sorry.
Yogi?
I'm sorry.
Is a yogi the gun of Atma?
Yes, a yogi is a gun of Atma, and yoga is an altered capacity of the ayogi gun. For example, my attribute is perfect conduct is my attribute. Conduct attribute is there. But right now, I have an altered conduct within me. What's the altered conduct? I believe body is mine, so all the bodily activity, what I perform, I did a upvas today, I did ekashnu today, I did samay today. What did I do? Did I do ekashnu? Did I do upvas? Or did the body did not get the food for that particular time? Body did not get food, and I said, I did ekashnu, I did upvas. So I'm putting body and me as one. And that is the altered nature of the faith attribute. Faith is a mithyatva. Means I have faith in my body. That's an altered state of the faith attribute. I consider that this is mine. that kind of knowledge that I have it is called agnan, means called wrong knowledge. And all kind of things. So Gnan Gun can have altered things. Faith attribute can have altered state present. Conduct attribute can be altered form also. And once I'm purifying, that conduct will become pure, faith will become pure, knowledge will become pure. And for all those things, diluting karma is a reason for all these things. So diluting karma is a karma, and as a result of diluting karma, here in my mind, in my soul, in the soul, there is a diluting state occurs. Diluting karma is a physical karma property, and diluting state occurring within me, and that is called moh, right? So moh ane yogna sanyog thi gun sthanak thai che. Diluting state and yoga are the reason for spiritual development state. Having said that, now I want to purify myself, so I have to work on my diluting state. Diluting state means I have to remove my right belief diluting karma to start with. Means this is darshan monya karma. So when I remove my darshan monya karma, means right belief diluting karma, that means it's called samyak darshan. That means at that time my infinite bonded producing passions, anger, pride, deceit, ego, these four things are also gone. Right? Once again, when I'm progressing on the spiritual development state, the very first thing comes is right belief deluding karma. I have to remove my right belief deluding karma. Remember, I don't remove the karma, but because of right belief deluding karma, I have on this side right, I have over here deluding state, I have it. I have deluding state. Means I have mithyatva. This is mithyatva removal. This is when I remove right belief deluding karma, means my mithyatva goes away. When I'm doing right belief deluding karma, means all these three guys are gone. All these three guys are gone, and also along with that, these four guys are also gone from infinite producing passions. So infinite bondage producing passion, anger, deceit, pride, and greed are gone. So right belief deluding karma and anger, deceit, ego, pride of infinite bondage producing karma, these four things and these three things, they go together, and that is called darshan saptak. Darshan saptak. So these seven things are gone, and on my side, the right belief is produced. Means samyak darshan is produced. Now we come to vikalp and nirvikalp. What is happening in my state right now? Right now, I don't have right belief deluding karma, number one, and I don't have infinite bonded producing karma, right? Infinite bonded producing passions, anger, deceit, greed, and pride is gone. So these three things are gone over here, four things are gone over here, means I have that much of dispassion state within me. I have that much dispassion state within me. Now, what does it mean? We have to take example over here. Example means, right now, Bharat Maharaja, he had a Kshaik Samyaktva. Means he has removed these three guys and he had removed these four guys over here. That's all he has done. And he's Chakravarti. And he has 16,000, and he has 96,000 wives are there. And he has a huge amount of army and lots of cities and states and all those things he's owning. But he doesn't have the mithyatva because right belief deluding karma are gone, and anger, deceit, anger, pride, deceit, greed of the Anantananda Kashai, they are gone. So that means he has that much amount of purity in his knowledge. That means he has that much amount of nirvikalpta. Okay, once again, what is nirvikalp gnan? He has it because knowledge is pure by itself, but along with the deluding karma, joining with the knowledge, it makes knowledge cloudy. It makes knowledge as an ignorance. Knowledge with deluding karma is called ignorance. I'm in the first gunsthanak. I have all this 28 prakruti of the 28 types of deluding karma present within me. That means my knowledge, which is pure, has association with this deluding karma. That's why this knowledge is called ignorance. I know everything about all the things, but I don't know myself, and that's why it's called ignorance. It's called agnan. Now that Bharat Maharaja has removed, or one has obtained Samyak Darshan, means he has removed his right belief deluding karma, and he has removed his Anantanamdi Krodh Man Maya Lobh. So that means he has that much amount of purity generated. So that means he has that much amount of purity of the knowledge, because all this garbage of the mithyatva is gone. He has only partial vow preventing passion, total vow preventing passion, perfect vow conducting passions, and quasi passions present. But these 3 guys and these 4 guys coming out, that means you have 99% of the karma load gets out from you, and remaining, these are so minuscule in number, so minuscule in effect, that it is as good as not giving anything to me. So this is what nirvikalp gnan means. Nirvikalp gnan means knowledge is there, but now there is no mithyatva, because right belief, deluding karma is gone, infinite bonded producing passions are gone, and that's why this knowledge has less amount of deluding karma effect, and that's why he has that much amount of purity within. This is the 4th gunsthanak. On the 5th gunsthanak, what happens? Partial vow preventing passions are also gone. So this is 5th gunsthanak. That means purity of the knowledge is increased that much more. Nirvikalpta has increased that much more. Now we come to the total vow preventing passion. That means this is 6th and 7th gunsthanak of the Muniraj, and at that time he has that much purity of his knowledge, so he has that much nirvikalpta of his knowledge. Then on the 10th gunsthanak, all these guys are gone, and at the same time this 9, laughter, etc., sex, all these things are also gone. And on the at the end of 10th gunsthanak, now his soul goes to 12th gunsthanak, and he's become perfect passion. So this deluding karmas are gone, and the knowledge becomes pure form of knowledge, and soul enters in 13 gunsthanak. That is called a keval gnan. It's a keval gnan, omniscience knowledge. So till then, deluding karmas are gone, and now omniscience knowledge is there. Knowledge is knowledge here. In the Nigodh also is knowledge, in the Siddha Bhagavan is also knowledge, but because of mithyatva, I have lots of attachment, and all those attachments one at a time go out, and 13 gunsthanak, pure knowledge. So it's a nirvikalp gnan, that's called nirvikalp gnan. And then at the end of 13 gunsthanak, when Mahavir Sai Bhagwan at age of 72, when he is giving up his body and everything, at that time his yog becomes a yog, and at that time he comes to the 14th gunsthanak, and at the end of 14th gunsthanak he ends up going to the Siddha Bhagwan, Siddha Shila. So this is the way we have the deluding karma's effect on us. Actually, karmas are karma, but this is there's only way we can explain our inner condition along with this deluding karma's association. That's why we are bringing karma more and more in this discussion. Our discussion is, what is nirvikalp gnan? Means knowledge without any associated karma, that much purity is there, and that's called that much nirvikalp jnana. Does it make sense? Because this is very important. If we understand this part, then it becomes much better. Because, yeah.
Kirit uncle, I think I understand nirvikalp and vikalp. I don't understand savikalp.
Vikalp means savikalp. Sa means with. Sa means with vikalp is called savikalp. When you say vikalp, or you can say savikalp, both are same.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now remember, there is a common misconception comes in savikalp and nirvikalp. Common misconception comes that somebody thinks that not to know outside object is called nirvikalp jnana. Once again, somebody believes wrongly that to know the outside material object is wrong. Outside material object is not wrong to know, but to know that this is object and this is mine, that is the problem. That is called vikalp. Vikalp means knowledge with rag and dvesh. Vikalp means knowledge with inclination of attachment and aversion. That's called vikalp. Nirvikalp means knowledge without rag and dvesh. So what happens? If the Siddhi Bhagwan is there, Siddhi Bhagwan knows whole universe, past, present, future of the every mode of every substance. Kevali Bhagwan knows about it. Siddhi Bhagwan knows about it. But because there is no rag and dvesh, so it's called nirvikalp jnana. It's called primary abstract comprehension. So that to know object is not a problem, but to know the object with rag and dvesh, that's a problem. That's called vikalp. Vikalp jnana means knowledge with rag and dvesh, right? Okay. So this was the thing that we had last week that I want to make sure that we understand, because it is a very delicate point and we'll be coming across again and again more and more of this vikalp, nirvikalp, further discussions. So it is a basis for Samaysar to understand what is vikalp and what is nirvikalp, what is reflective thought and what is a primary abstract comprehension. So these are the things that we understand that part. So now, having said that, we can go back to whatever we were doing last week, and that is, where is it? Let's see. Here it is. No. Let me bring it back.
No, what?
Okay, so we were over here last week, slide number, so we'll just, basically, the first stanza says, Dhruva achal ne anupam gati pamel sarve siddhine vandikam suti kevali bhashit asanushrabrataho, means the very first stanza is a invocation of blessings, means it is the Manglacharan. And Manglacharan also we talk what Manglacharan means. Now in a Samaysar, what we are going to go is a Gatharth, means meaning of the stanza. Tika means commentary by Amritchandracharya Dev. Bhavarth means as explained by Pandit Jaichandi Chhabda in this book when Kanji Swami is explaining. So this is going to be our basis, in which we already did the Gatharth. What Gatharth means what's the meaning of the stanza. Then we also started commentary by Amritchandracharya Dev, and we talked about Mangal. What is Mangal means? Mangal has two meanings. Mangal means to bring one which brings you auspiciousness, and one which removes the inauspiciousness is called Mangal. And so one who has discarded auspicious inauspicious feeling of mindness to the physical body is called Mangal. That's what the Amritchandracharya Dev made the meaning of it. This is what we have talked so far. And now author expresses his gratitude to the Siddhi Bhagwan, And this gratitude of two types, that Bhav Namaskar, Dravya Namaskar, we also make them differentiation what is Bhav and Dravya Namaskar, and means what we said that one second. So Bhav Stuti or Bhav Namaskar, Dravya Stuti Dravya Namaskar means when I am engrossed within myself, that is called Bhav Namaskar. And when I reflect the thought process, Vikalp Dasha, then it is the I'm bowing down to the liberated soul. That's my Vikalp Dasha, means Dravya Stuti, Bhav Stuti. Okay. And then what Amrit Chandracharya said, that I'm establishing infinite souls in my soul. Means, what does it means? That means I establish the same in the. No, one second. I'm establishing the infinite liberated soul in my mode. That's what Kunkun Swami says. And then he further says that I'm establishing same in the modes of the listener. Means us. Who are the listener? These are worthy listener who have inquisitiveness to realize their true nature of the soul. These are the worthy soul that we are talking about. Now, after establishing infinite souls in me as well as in the listener's mode, author says that now I'm going to tell the Samaysar scripture with spoken words as coming out as a result of increased purity of knowledge within me, but there's a Bhavavachan. And he also talks about Dravya Vachan and Bhavavachan over here. And we just give the echo effect we just discussed last time. That what is echo effect? That when I say that Bhagwan, you are Bhagwan, then the echo comes from Bhagwan and just say, no, 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 no. I am Bhagwan. Means the Siddha Bhagwan tells me that I am the Bhagwan. So that kind of echo comes within me. So that's why when I go and pray to the Bhagwan into the temple, what am I doing? I'm bowing down to the Bhagwan and just say, Bhagwan, here I am. I came here to pray you, not to ask for anything else, but I came here to take the vow. I will become like you, and that will be my arpanta, my gratitude to you. That's what I'm trying to tell the Bhagwan. You know, transmigrating soul wants liberation. He also has established infinite soul in his mode. He ends up with deep meditation about the nature of the liberated soul. In this stage, he ends up realizing the eternal trueness of the self, and then ultimately end up with the liberation. So I think we had come up to here. No, we also had talked this one, but this is the one we can just go with that. So, author is going to tell us about the nature of the substance. He uses word samay. In general, samay means a given substance. Here it is used in the form of eternal true soul. You know, remember, this is the first stanza. We are talking samay. Samay means this is the eternal true nature of the soul. Soul is a soul as a substance having infinite attributes within, and each attribute has a mode. Infinite amount of modes are coming out from this attribute from time infinite, and it will remain for time, or future time infinite. So soul as a substance, attributes and modes. Attribute and modes, I'm making it secondary, and soul means, samay means eternal true form of true nature of the soul. That's called samay. When one knows the eternal true nature of the soul, then he ends up knowing the whole universe. Pure knowledge mode has capacity to know whole universe with each substance in its past, present, and future mode. So basically, here when we say samay, means in the first stanza. Remember, second stanza will have a total different meaning of samay, and some mind-boggling second stanza coming up later on. But first stanza says samay means eternal, pure nature of the soul, in which modes and attributes are made secondary in nature. What does the secondary in nature means? means I have a necklace in front of me. I have a necklace in front of me. It's a gold necklace. Now, is it a really necklace or is it gold inside? If I want to say I'm a wealthy person, okay, so somebody's going to say, okay, you're wealthy. How much gold you have it? Well, I have 2 kilograms of gold with me. Now that 2 kilograms of gold could be in the form of bangles, in the form of chain, in the form of necklace, in the form of everything else. But what did I say? In those ornaments, whatever amount of gold which is present, that's what I'm talking to you. And that's why I have 2 kilograms of gold with me. Similarly, I have a soul with the infinite attributes and lots of modes coming all the time. I'm making modes and attributes secondary. I say, I'm the soul substance. I'm the eternal soul substance. So here in the first stanza, Samay means eternal, pure nature of the soul substance. That's it. Now we were at Paribhashan, and Paribhashan we are supposed to start. So we are not able to start at all today. We are almost coming to an end. So what I will do is I'll throw the question answer right now, because we will start this Paribhashan because it's a very important concept coming up. So we will start later on. So ask me questions. And to make sure that the Nirvikalp and Savikalp knowledge question is cleared in our mind. If there is a question about it, please ask, because it's very important. When we start further going ahead, it doesn't. We don't want to have it making more complicated. Vikalp or Savikalp means knowledge with rag and dvesh. Period. Nirvikalp knowledge means knowledge without rag and dvesh. So in fourth Gunstanak, when there is Anantanam, the Krodman Malob is not there, that much of purity of knowledge has occurred, that much amount of Nirvikalp Gnan, I have it, and that's what we have to understand. So Nirvikalp Gnan will be associated with the removal of your deluding karma. Does it make sense? Okay. I think somebody's trying to talk. I don't know. I'm not. Rekhaben, are you trying to say something?
No.
Okay, yeah, because I thought that you. Okay. Rekhaben, does it make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's nice. Okay.
Yes. That's good.
I know we took the whole hour on Savikalp Gnan and Nirvikalp Gnan, but it is very, very important that concept we have to, because this is our basis. If my base is not strong, my building is going to be very weak. And I don't want to have weak building. My spiritual building, I would like to have very strong, because I want to get a Samyak Darshan in this life. I don't want to wait for next life. And so I'm going to, each and every brick I'm going to put it on, I'm going to make it that it is solid, and it's going to make meaning to me in my future understanding, Anybody else?
This helped Kirit uncle today. Thank you.
Okay, that's very good. Thanks, but I'm glad. I'm glad at least, it just becomes clearer to some people.
It does. It did help.
Yeah, because I know last week you did not, you had that question, and that's why I thought it was very important that we just tackle that question and understand fully,
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Okay, if there is none, then we can just do the closing. Javani ke gyan se suje lokalo, sovani mastak namo sada deta hudo. No Banamata mantra. more in time. Chant to everybody. Jai Jinendra. And if I made a mistake, please let me know so we can rectify those things. And next weekend, we'll be meeting on Wednesday, 9 p.m. New York time, 7 p.m. Phoenix time. So we'll be meeting next time. And meanwhile, I'm going to send it out to you that Moksha Prakashak and just give the page number in that this Vikalp and Nirvikalp Gyan that Pandit Todarmal just said. It is in the English. You want Gujarati also, I can send it out Gujarati also. Both the things I'll send it out. And I'll try to make this Moni Burman proper slides and send it out to you. Okay? All right.
Thank you. Jai Jananda.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.